I want to talk with you tonight about overwhelm with your job or with your business. Are you currently in a place that you feel overwhelmed because of your fur babies, because of kids, because life is happening during this pandemic? Are you currently experiencing this? And if this is you, I want to speak with you personally tonight about that. The reason why I'm sharing is because myself, I've been in that position. Hi, my name is Tara Hayes Johnson, and it's really good to be here with you. And the reason I'm so passionate about this topic is that I too have learned how to work effectively on a super duper part-time effort. It's the reason that I'm able to share here with you this evening. So let's get to it. The problem that I help resolve for clients and for individuals is being able to help them to create massive results effectively in a short time effort. Also increasing your income in this time of pandemic. I want to be able to help you do that. So here's a few short, simple steps that I want to share with you so that you too can create massive results, not feel so overwhelmed, and increase your income in a short part-time effort each day. So first of all, I want you to grab a pen and paper, and I want you to write this down. I want you to write down your schedule. That's the first thing that needs to be addressed. Not the schedule that you're used to, but the schedule that you're working currently around life. What does that look like? Well, let me share this with you. 90% of your results should be those results that are actively producing you income. And if they're not actively producing you income, then you need to see where it is that they're serving you. Because if they're not serving you, you may need to take a look at that and remove those things from your list. So income producing activities, what do they look like? So 90% of your time should be spent doing that, and 10% should be solving problems. Okay, so if there's a customer order that's not right, or somebody had a problem with their order or didn't receive something, that should be done in that 10% of time that you allow. So when you're looking at your schedule, look to see, okay, where is it that you are producing your income, okay? And the 10% in your schedule, whether it's daily, weekly, maybe you only have a couple days a week to work, at least 2 to 3 days a week, okay? And maybe you're working, anywhere from 2, 3, 4 hours at a time. Maybe you're dividing that up. Whatever that looks like for you personally, I encourage you to stick with that time, but to really do it around your children, around your fur babies, around the other activities that you have going on in your life, right? Because work is not everything. Work is only a portion of what you've been entrusted and responsible with, right? You have other commitments and obligations. But while you're working, let's take a look at that, okay? So where in your schedule do you need to make some changes? I would encourage you to write down your pros and your cons to what you have currently going on. What is it that is income producing for you, and what is it that is more of a distraction or something that could be done later that doesn't necessarily need to be in your work hours time, okay? Because what you want to really do, what you're trying to achieve, is freeing up your calendar and freeing up your space, okay? Because when you do that, when you free up your space, you create more momentum and more results. Because some of us say, oh my gosh, I really wish that I had their results. I really want to get this going. I wish that I could achieve, a different rank in my company, or I wish that, I could, spend time writing that book that I've always been wanting to write. Well, if you free up time in your schedule, You'll be able to do those other income producing activities as well, but you're really telling your time where it needs to go, because right now it would be so easy for time to tell you where you need to work, right? But you want to be in control of that time and what that looks like, because it's all about balance. It's all about keeping things in perspective and learning how to work smarter, not necessarily harder, which means you need to be able to work more effectively, okay? So see in your schedule what is taking up time that either you could shorten the time, or that you could delegate it off to somebody else, or you could take that time and put that in a different area of your schedule so that that time you are not so, maybe chopped up with your time, or maybe you're just being more effective with the time that you're spending doing that activity. Okay, so take a look at your schedule, play around with it. Okay, it's not always going to be what you thought it was going to look like, but when you are more effective with your time, you open the window to doing so many other things that you're not justifying why it is that you can't do an activity, because now you have the time and the means to do that activity. Because people have two things: they've either got the time or they have the money. Okay, so if you don't necessarily have the money but you have the time, you're going to need to figure out where in your schedule to fit time and money in, which means you need to be more creative with the time that you've been entrusted with. Okay, so that's first things first. Okay, secondly, okay, I want to hear from you. How do you attract your current customers? Are you transitioning them over to being business owners? Okay, and what I mean by that is, how do you engage your followers on social media? Okay, social media is a huge tool. There's actually a couple things I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about social media, but I'm also going to talk to you about using leads, because I believe both are effective, regardless of what you've heard. I've now been working for myself for over 11 years, okay? Both are very effective and purposeful in their use, but it depends on what your platform is and what that looks like. So you have to take a look at, what is it that you use? Who are you trying to reach out to? Okay. For some, it's going to be more TikTok or Instagram use. Okay. For some, it's going to be Facebook, or it's going to be Facebook and Instagram, right? Or maybe you're exercising using YouTube. And if you're not, you go Facebook Live. I really encourage you to use Facebook as a tool and a means to engage other people. Okay. So, because what you can do with Facebook Lives is then you can then take those videos and transition them over, okay, to YouTube. So then people are now connecting with you on your YouTube channel, rather than you having to go through Facebook Live and then updating everything. You can do it all at one time, hand in hand. Okay, and that's why I wanted to really work on using StreamYard with you tonight. It's my first time use. I really want to just kind of test the market and see. You're gonna have to play with the market a little bit. You're gonna have to make some tweaks over time and see where things go, because that may change the scope of how you use your time accordingly, because it takes a couple minutes to set everything up. So you really want to make sure that when you're working, you're thinking about that time, the time that you go live. If you do that, and if you're not doing that, start making videos. Okay, I really encourage you to use video. I know it's really uncertain and it's nerve-wracking, but you can reach so many people, because how many of you have made a list? Okay, if you have not made a list of your names, we call those low-hanging fruit. I encourage you to always be expanding your list. First of all, write a list of at least 50 to 100 names that you want to contact. Okay, and these may be people that you're nervous to contact. They may be people that you're excited to contact. You may have already made that list. Okay, but how long has it been since you last expanded that list? That is super duper important. How are you expanding upon your list? Okay, so I want you to start thinking about adding names to that list. Okay, do that as a homework assignment. Write that down. Make a list of names. Okay, out of those names, how many are currently customers of yours? Do they have an active order? That's something that you need to take a look at. Do they have an active order? Okay, if they have an active order, are you sharing And this brings me to my second topic. Are you sharing promotionals with them? Okay. How often are you following up with these people? Okay. Are you following up with them at least once a month? Are you following up with them every time a new promotion comes out? Okay. Are you having that added to their order? All right. Are you finding a way to help improve what they're looking for? Have a conversation with them. Just ask them, okay, I know that you're currently using this. How's that working out for you? Did you hear about the promotion we're having? We're having, XYZ promotion going on right now. You get so much off, did you hear about that? Sometimes they're going to tell you no. Okay, well, share it with them. Share with them that promotion. But then ask them, how is it that you can help them improve the other qualities of their life? Okay, and when you start asking your current customers, see what you're doing is you're kind of doing some market research. So you're figuring out, by asking them questions, and maybe it's that you survey them, maybe it's that you connect with them personally. You don't want to lead necessarily with your company, product, or your business, but you do want to lead with a relationship. Okay, maybe their needs changed since the last time that you connected with them, right? So you're going back in and you're finding ways to connect with them again. That's going to not only help them, but also help you at the same time and continue to grow you. And then what you can do is, if you find, you write all these things down. I always encourage having pen and paper handy. Okay, let's say that you write these things down. What's going to happen next for them is that you're going to start identifying what the pattern is and what they need help with. And when you find out what it is that they need help with, okay, then you can start going live about those topics. You could do a mini workshop about it. Maybe you have a tangible product. That's a really great way. You could do like a 2-hour, maybe even an hour, let's say like workshop or webinar that you can be inviting them to. And you can invite a whole lot of people in a shorter span of time to that webinar. Okay. Another way that creates engagement over time is being consistent with going Facebook or YouTube live. Okay. So whether you do a workshop, a webinar, you could just take a portion of your business, a topic, a particular product, and you could do just a short webinar about that product. What makes that product so special? Why is it that so many people are flocking to it? Okay. When you start showing your knowledge and you bring value to them, okay, over time, if you're consistent with that, let's say you do maybe a 1-hour webinar workshop once or twice a month. Okay. Well, that's going to build some engagement. And maybe you theme it. Maybe it's like a super strategy workshop, or something like that, super strategy Saturday workshop. Okay. And it's a free event. Okay. Well, when you start telling them and inviting them to a webinar workshop at least once or twice a month, and they see that that's consistently happening, okay, then they're going to start saying, hey, check this out. This is really cool. And you may not even have to lead with your product. You just, if it solves a problem, let's say that you work with skincare and you have bad acne or something, okay? Oh my gosh, you got to check this girl out. She talks all about acne and how to help resolve it. And she brings such value, tips, tools, and strategies. Well, pretty soon they're going to start inviting people. Okay. And when they invite people, it gives you more of a reason to follow up and connect with that person. Okay. And you can even add what's called a form. Okay. And what that is it's simply a way to capture their information. So their name and their email address, and then you could follow up with them. Hey, what did you like about that webinar? I'd really love to schedule a time to connect with you, right? And so you just keep following up. And then see, when they sign up for your email campaign, or let's say that they sign up in your form to join your Facebook group, okay, they're going to see how much value and how willing you are to help other people. And they're going to start inviting slowly but surely, okay? But you can reach a lot more people effectively at once when you have a webinar or a workshop. So it's definitely worth visiting that, okay? And then when you invite them to Facebook Live, or let's say that you do a video on, you could even use Instagram, right? What's nice about Instagram is that you could take your video from Instagram, you can even edit it so that it looks aesthetically pleasing, okay? And then what you can do is upload it then into Facebook, okay? And then when you upload it into Facebook, you can upload it into YouTube, right? And then pretty soon you have people now following you on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Pretty cool, right? So it's a great way because you want to start thinking about it, because right now we can't just go into people's homes and do group parties, okay? We can't just go and, have somebody come to our home, okay? We can't do that right this second. Well, we could, but that wouldn't be wise, okay? We're not supposed to, all right? So you got to create a way to do something virtually online. So another way, an option, is to also have a party. Maybe your business is really, really huge on parties. It's a great way to promote business, okay? And you could just invite them and theme it, but you could do it online, okay? Some of you are really good at that. That's another way to target massive action in a short amount of time, okay? Another way to do it is to contact what I call leads. These are cold market people, meaning you do not know anything about these people, okay? But you want to be able to get in touch with them, okay? I used to do this the first 7 years. I called cold leads, okay? Meaning that these were people that I do not know, okay? I basically just read a script and I picked up the phone and I called them and I read that script verbatim. I still personalized it a little bit because I wanted to get to know about them. And then I led them to what's called a live presentation. How many of you in your company have a live presentation that you follow? Okay, you're supposed to be following it. A lot of people think they're following the script too, and they're not always following the script they're supposed to. If you have a script, follow the script. Please do not deviate from that script, because it was put in there for a reason to help you to be able to duplicate results quickly, okay? Because people cannot follow you, but they can follow a system that you are using. So you want to get really good at following a system, okay? And when you call these leads, you read the script, you want to see how many people, the time that you have, set a timer if you're somebody that calls leads, okay? Set a timer, okay, for each person that you're contacting. Or if you have a timer that can go for an hour, 2 hours, or whatever that looks like, whatever amount of work time you personally set aside, going back to topic 1, in your calendar or in your schedule, okay? Stay committed to that schedule, because it's real easy to get off and go over, but you don't want to do that, okay? So stick to the time that you have, but call those people, okay? See how many you can get locked into the presentation, okay, for that day or that evening, okay? A lot of people have set presentation times, okay? So you want to get them to that schedule, to that calendar immediately, as quickly as you can, so that you can get them through the live presentation. You'll call them 5 or 10 minutes, take them through the presentation, okay? Then when the presentation's over, if you weren't able to connect them with you into the presentation, maybe you contact them live afterwards, okay? You always take your strongest person, though. You always take the strongest person into that presentation with you, okay? Because you want to have them on the phone, and then you want to close them out with your closing script, okay? And there are several different script books that I can refer you to if you need help with that, all right? Once you close them, okay, you get them either locked into additional training that drips on them, or whatever the value of the package or the product, however it's packaged, okay, you close them, okay? Do not be hesitant to ask for the sale. Always, always, always ask for the sale, okay? Because you never know. You could completely fumble through it, but the right person, they'll sign up. And it's not who you think it is. So don't allow yourself to get attached to an outcome. I said income, I meant outcome. Okay, you want to stick to the outcome. Okay, you want to take them through, whether they say yes or no, it doesn't matter. You are always finding ways to build activity. So if you can come at it and even do both, I encourage you to use leads and go live, okay? Because over time, here's what's going to happen, all right? If you call the lead, let's say that they didn't get started yet, okay? That's okay, right? Some of you are going to say no. Don't say no to that, okay? What's going to happen, okay? No doesn't mean no forever. So don't say, oh man, they said no, they're not going to ever do this. No, it could be timing. It could be something that they need to overcome. Maybe they don't see the value yet, but if you invite them and plug them in, to other means and ways, they may say yes in the future, later down the road. And you always want to keep following up with them. So you could still do the once a month follow up, but what you can also do, and what's going to happen, is that you say, okay, you weren't ready to get going and make that commitment, but you wanted to know more about this. I have a Facebook group that I can plug you into. Are you good with that? Always ask permission, because you don't want to assume that they just want to be invited into a group. Don't be afraid to ask permission for that, okay? Let that group drip on them, okay? Get their name and their email information. Say, hey, we have a monthly newsletter, or we send out emails weekly. Would love for you to be on our VIP access list. Make it exciting, okay? You will be the first to be updated on what goes on, okay? It's exclusive, okay? You want to make it exclusive VIP access. You want to make it something that helps them to feel special and validated. That's super duper important, you guys. This is really important, okay? So make sure you follow that. You're capturing their information, okay? You get a hold of that information, and then once they say yes, you plug them into your email campaign. Now the email is dripping on them, okay? You're still following up with them once a month, okay? You're going Facebook Live, or you're holding some sort of workshop. Now, here's what I will say about that before I move to the next topic. What I will suggest to you is that, and this was addressed again today, and it was a great reminder for me, okay, and I want to share it with you. When you go live, and this is something I really got to work on myself, so I'm with you on going live, okay? Make sure it's a consistent time, whether that's once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. And if you can't do that, what I encourage you to do is find a time that's attainable for you, even if it's just once a week to start. You can always add once you've mastered once a week, okay? Once you've done that, they're now following you on Facebook Live. You guys became friends, and now they're in your email VIP access. Okay, so they're getting those emails. And what's nice about those emails too is if you do a follow-up series and you schedule that content ahead of time, you always want to schedule your content ahead of time. The really cool thing about that is you should always be finding a way to invite them to something, right? So in your emails, you could be inviting them to your next Facebook Live, to your next workshop, to your next webinar, okay? And you just keep doing this like over and over and over again, okay? And then they start seeing all the angles and directions that you're bringing them content and value. That is so cool, okay? Because then they see you as a trusted source. What you're doing is allowing them to plug into you, and you are building their belief that you really want to make them feel special and valued, that they're worth plugging into you. Because if you get really consistent about plugging them in, they're going to say, oh yeah, it's 10 a.m. I'm supposed to plug into that Facebook Live. Oh yeah, oh man, I can't wait to see what topic is discussed next. And they start getting really excited about it, because it shows them that you care about them, that you want to expand their belief, that you want to help them solve their problems, that you want to identify the need and not just say the need and repeat that need, but actually continue to bring them value that fills that need. So then you become the solution. You become the trusted source that they go to. And if you're the trusted source, then what are they going to want to do? Well, let's go into topic 3, okay, which is referrals, okay? Now, referrals can be 2 different things here, okay? They can be either people that you talk to that didn't at the time get signed up with you, okay? And you're now coming back to them, hey, how are you liking the Facebook Live? How are you liking the emails? How is life going? I mean, where have you been since last time that I talked with you, right? You can build a conversation about it, right? And you want to go back and get in front of them. Hey, I couldn't help but notice you were having some difficulty with this. Guess what? I'm doing a Facebook Live, and I'm going live on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Would you like for me to add you to that? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get your name and your email, and I'm going to add you to my email campaign. Because when I add you to my email campaign, you're going to get a reminder. Life happens, no problem. Sometimes we forget things. So I just want to be able to send you a reminder. updating you about that live so that you don't miss out on that and you get the answer to that problem. How awesome, right? Then, so they're on their Facebook Live and they notice that you're on there, okay? And you notice that they're there, all right? Well, then what you can do is say, hey, I saw you on the Facebook Live. How was it? And then you can just build a conversation and say, hey, you know what? I'd really like to plug you into this group. I'd really like to schedule a time that, because I really have something that I think might further help you with that need that you have. Do you mind if I reach out to you at this time? Let's schedule a time to connect. Then you can get them into a live presentation again. Just keep inviting them. Keep inviting them. Keep finding reasons to invite them. That's the key, okay? And also referrals could be those people that either got on product, but let's say that they fell off the bandwagon somewhere, okay? They tried your product for like the first 1 or 2 months, then they didn't order again. Hey, I couldn't help but notice what happened with your order. Why is it that you got off on this order? What's been going on? Tell me more. Okay, find a way to get them back on the product. Okay, then let's say that they're faithful customers, because there's always those people too that they're loyal. They order over and over and over again. Okay, then what you do is you get really good at not only telling them about promotions, but saying, hey, you have been a loyal follower. I've really enjoyed my time connecting with you. Okay? What are your thoughts about the business aspect of this? Or maybe it's not even that side of things, but maybe it's, what do you want to look at considering my services? Have you ever thought about you're using the product? How about a service opportunity? Okay. Are there any other services that we could be helping you with? Is there anything that we can identify? Let me go over that a little bit more with you. Or if they're in a hurry, schedule a time to do that. Hey, I don't feel like you're fully maximizing on your benefits. I feel like you could be saving more money or getting better quality. And here's why. And show them that. Can we schedule a time? Because I really want to go into this a little bit further with you. But I want to meet with you at a time that you and I can both be present just for about maybe 15, 20 minutes. That's your opportunity moment to increase the services that they have, to find ways to help them save money. You know what? If somebody saves me time and money, you better believe I'm going to start referring people. Because they're going to go off and say, hey, this chick or this mister, he saved me X amount of dollars on my bill, and he saved me the hassle of having to go through 5 different people in the customer service to get, some decent service. And I didn't have to spend all day or 2 hours on the phone that I didn't have. He or she helped me in like 5-10 minutes. And all of a sudden I get better service and I'm saving money. Oh my goodness. They're going to be like, whoa, can you give me the name of that person? Or hey, can I plug into you? Or, hey, you know what? Give me that person's name and number. I'm going to call them. Okay. Or, what you can do is take it even a step further and be the referral source. All right. And so what that looks like is, okay, let's say that they're really loyal to your time. Okay. Or let's say that they're really loyal to your service or your product line. Okay. Or maybe they're on the other side of it and they still haven't said yes yet. Okay. No problem. I get that this may not be necessarily for you yet. But can you name a few people that you personally know that may desire to learn a little bit more about, saving more time, creating massive amounts of results in less amount of time, okay, that are looking to increase their income, that may be looking to save money on their bill, okay? When you start saying things like that, they're going to be like, well, wait a second, I want to save money on my bill. I want to be able to increase my income. And you don't want to make it about selling. You want to make it about sharing. You're just Sharing information that brings value. You're sharing. Because I've heard people say, well, I'm not a good salesperson. Well, you know what? Neither am I, and neither is anybody else. But you know what? You sell people all the time. You sold your husband or your wife on marrying you. You know, your kids sold you on why it is that you should have a dog, or you were at the counter and you saw a coupon lying in there for an extra 50% off of a product. So you got sold on that, So people are always selling people. Period. You sell each other basically. Services, whatever, items, services, products, you name it. It happens, right? This is true. This is really true, right? So okay. So what you really want to do is get good at becoming the number one referral source. The best way you can get people to refer you is to refer them. Okay, that's a really important point. And I really actually didn't think about it till this moment. This is really good, right? So this is cool. So check this out, okay? So then you start letting people know about times that you had great experiences, okay? Or times that you had really good service, okay? Think about a time, let's say that you had gone to a restaurant, okay? Even in this time, say in this pandemic, right? How many of you have wanted to support the economy, so you went out and you purchased dinner, you purchased lunch, or you bought coffee, right? And you had like excellent service, right? You get to the window and they're very prompt and efficient. They repeat your order back perfectly, okay? They add a little bit of extra because it took a couple more minutes to get it to you curbside, okay? So they gave you some free items, okay? And they served you the food that was hot and fresh, or let's say it was a cold item and it was like extra cold, just the way you like it, okay? And it just had this extra taste to it. You could tell that they spent time making sure that it was superb quality for you, okay? So you started referring, hey, this Starbucks on this street, oh my gosh, their service is like bomb.com. It is so awesome. Let me tell you something. They not only added a few extra squirts of caramel to my caramel macchiato, but they also made sure that they served it ice cold, just the way I like it. They added that extra ice and they made it just to the specs of how I asked them to make it. And it was on the house because, I had to wait an extra additional minute, but it was made to my liking. You should go check them out because I've gotten there once the last 5 weeks and I had really great experiences. And each time, it was made to my specification. Okay, you just referred. So you tell one person and then let's say another person connects with you and you tell them. And then so they go and tell other people, oh my gosh, I also went and my experience was just as amazing. Okay, so now it's not just you. You shared with a person who shared with 2 or 3 other people who shared with 2 or 3 other people, and it continues and continues and continues. Okay? It's the same thing with your business or your company and how you serve them, right? It's the same exact concept. Okay? And you start sharing, right? And you find a way to help the people that are already plugging in. Don't just get somebody started or using product and not explain things to them and not walk them through training. Make sure that you're really taking time to take care of that person or those people, because you need to be entrusted with the little things that you've been given, right? So you can expand your territory and help even more people, okay? So make sure you're finding ways, even that, make sure that you're doing everything you can to keep them engaged. Okay? You're always finding ways to bring them value. Always, 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 even after they get signed up. And then each time, because what you want to do is you want to help your customers to get business. I mean, how many of you are in companies then that you can also not just have them use your product or your service, but let's say that you can help them be able to get some extra income. Let's say that they share this with 2 or 3 people? Well, you have to ask that question about referrals, right? Otherwise, people aren't going to be following you the way that you want them to follow you. So you want to get really good at saying, hey, who's 2 or 3 people that we can reach out to, that we can help them with XYZ? Okay? And what if I were to tell you that if we help these 3 people, you could earn a little side income? Could be income you set aside for Christmas time, could be money you set aside for back to school. It could be that, we've got 4th of July coming up. Maybe you're planning on having a get together. Hopefully the country is open by then. You could start having more gatherings, right? Okay. So we all know that having gatherings means you need to have some money to feed those people, right? So what if you had some extra side hustle, some extra cash for sharing with 2 or 3 people? And then if you share with those people, you could also get your product for free. Okay? Always share what the incentive is before you ask them for the referral. Like, I give you this incentive. What can you bring in addition to that? Okay? Because the marketplace always pays for value, right? So if you're sharing with like 2 or 3 people, okay, you are going to get a discount off your product, or you're going to get your product for free. You're going to save more money because you're not paying for product. Okay. In addition to that, for sharing to 2 to 3 people, you earn a little bit of commission that can go towards your child's party, or can go towards that Christmas fund, or can go for back to school, right? So you're always finding ways to continue to get back in front of that person and ask for that referral. And even if they drop off and they're like, I just didn't really like the service any longer, or didn't feel like I needed it, it wasn't quite bringing me value, or, the product just didn't work out for me. Perfectly okay. And you want to know why? Because you can say, okay, who are those 2 to 3 people that truly need help from me that I can service and make a difference with? And those are the people that you want to serve and that you want to help. Get really good at asking for the referral. And even if it doesn't happen the first time through, say, hey, okay, you don't have any names for me, but I want to be able to keep in touch with you. Is it okay if I add you to my VIP access? Or is it okay, I know that you were serious about XYZ. I have a group for that. Would you like for me to add you to that? Would it be okay for me to call you back in 2 weeks' time, or call you in a month's time? Or you could even say something simply as, okay, well, let me plug you in to this next, call that I have. I know that you're looking, but you just need more time to look at everything. You know what? That thing that you shared with me just about 20 minutes earlier, we have a call that I really feel like you're going to learn some information on that's going to help you with XYZ. What are you doing Thursday night at 7:00? Okay? It gives you a reason to plug them back in. And you just keep doing this because the average person needs at least 6 to 7 exposures before they will say yes. And all because you want to find a way to plug people into a system that duplicates results. So instead of spending all your time trying to do the advertising yourself or drive the business yourself, okay, you now have systems in place. Facebook Live, you have YouTube, you have email campaigns, you have Instagram, you have leads that you could call, or better yet, you checked your list and you have people that need to be followed up with, or you need to connect with them. Maybe they haven't heard about what it is that you offer yet. The next time you see your neighbor down the street, don't dismiss them. The next time you see that person at your synagogue or your church, don't hesitate to invite them, because people need what you have. And you can truly bring value if you learn how to plug them into a simple system that's going to be more effective with your time. You're always looking to direct people instead of you having the pressures of being the expert on absolutely everything. Okay? You can now direct them to systems that are already in place that will help you have third-party validation, and you will become the trusted source, and they begin believing in what you're sharing because you're now dripping on them in different directions. And pretty soon they're going to want to follow you, and they'll start sharing your stuff. They'll start, learning more about you and bringing people with them to see or hear from you, right? So you're always finding ways to plug people into systems so that you can be more effective with your time. So you're not trying to reinvent the wheel. You're not tired. You're not feeling overwhelmed any longer. But now I just help you to be able to solve a problem. Always, always, always take the pressure off you and plug them into systems, because you are not duplicatable, but systems always are. I hope that you found some great value to tonight's presentation, to tonight's Facebook Live. If you would like to get in touch with me, I will leave my information in the comments section, so that if you are struggling any way inside of your company, your business, how you get referrals, or maybe it's just that you're still learning how to go live and the ins and outs of that, and you want to increase your social media following. Maybe you want to increase your income. Maybe you are having difficulty with your time and figuring out how to work around your toddler who's throwing all the toys down the stairs, okay? Whatever that looks like, if you are feeling overwhelmed with your business in some sort of way and you need more information on how to make it more plausible and tailored to you specifically, individually, I'm going to leave my information in the comment section. So what I want you to do is either A, find me on Facebook, even if we're not friends. You can still send me a message. I do check my others folder. And then I want you to send me an email, okay? And I'll leave my email in the comment section to this thread of this video. And I want you to get in touch with me. I want you to send me an email so that we can schedule a time that you and I connect personally for free. I'm not charging, it doesn't cost anything to do that with me, okay? And then do me a favor, if you saw that this video helped you in some sort of way, or you know somebody that this video could really help them with their company, their service, their business, their industry, whatever that looks like, please do me a favor, get the word out and share this video. Because you never know who this is going to help. And this might specifically be the one thing that allows them to go from a lower income to a massive, expansive income, or allows them to work more effectively with their time in less amount of time, but creating more momentum and more results, okay? So this video is super hot. So do me a favor and share this. If you found some sort of value, please, please, please share it. And like I said, if you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed still, or you watch this video and you're like, oh my gosh, that was so much content. She talks so quick, so fast, okay? I know I tend to do that sometimes. So you know what? The good news is I will meet with you, but you got to get in touch with me so that way I know. So the best way to do that, again, Facebook, okay? Or you can email me, all right? And let me know that you need help, and we could schedule a time to personally connect. I look forward to discussing that with you further on a personal, more intimate level. It was really great being here with you tonight. Stay tuned. I plan on going Facebook Live tomorrow. I am going to be sitting down with my scheduler and finding a good time every week that I can go live with you so that you can be seeing me more consistently as well. It's been a pleasure being here with you, and stay tuned, and I will let you know about tomorrow's Facebook Live. Have a great rest of your night, and bye for now.